Today I'm going to be trying out viral TikTok nail trends. The first one I want to try out is the hyper realistic nails. So this is creating an extension that looks like your natural nail. So here she's using a foam and some clear, I'm guessing builder gel. So that's for the extensions. Next she files and shapes it and then proceeds to mix a custom color to match the natural color of natural nails. She paints that with the clear parts and then tops it with a sheer pinky nude and voila. What do you guys think? Now I have done a tutorial on how to create these hyper realistic nails but using a specific product. This hack is good if you don't have this free edge gel that has that color that you need. Alright, so I have my foam on. Now I'm going to apply my builder gel to build up the free edge or the extension. FYI, I just buffed and dehydrated my natural nails before this. If you want to make your extensions last longer, I suggest using a primer made for gel and just following the instructions of your product. As I'm building the extension, I'm making sure the gel lines up with my side walls. Once I'm happy, I'll flash cure that in place and then I'll carefully remove the foam. My extension is very weak at the moment, so I'm going to apply more builder gel over the entire nail to make it thicker and stronger. Once it's fully cured, I'm going to wipe off the sticky layer and then file and shape it so it looks better. Alright, so here's what it's looking like so far. Let's add the natural nail color to it. I picked out similar colors to what she used in the video. Let's just mix it all together. It's looking very yellow, so I'm going to just compare it with the other product that I have. That looks pretty different. Okay, let me just try to mix it to get a better match. Guys, it's still not the same, but I think I can get away with it. So I'm going to paint a very thin layer of this over the clear extension. I think I need some clear gel to make it look more translucent. And then I'll just cure that in place. Okay, this is what it's looking like. It's actually pretty convincing. Looks pretty natural and I don't think anyone can tell it's fake. Now to finish it off, I'm going to paint on a sheer pinky nude on top. Then I'll cure and apply top coat. Here's the before and after so you guys can compare. It's actually a big difference, and with the pink coat on top, it looks quite natural. I think this is a good hack if you've broken a nail and you don't want to cut all your nails off and you just want to patch it up, make it look natural. This is a pretty good trick. Another trending style are blush nails, aka cheek nails. So it's literally like little blobs of blush on your nails. Here she's using eyeshadow instead of gel or an airbrush, which seems a lot easier and quicker to do. And then she finishes off with some stars and a few dots here and there and top coats it. The finished design looks so good. So for this hack, I just grabbed like a pink vibrant eyeshadow palette from BH Cosmetics. And then I painted on a layer of pink gel, so just a light pink. I'm gonna dip into this pomegranate shade. Look at that, it's actually really pigmented, guys. You have to be really light-handed. I'm gonna use like a lighter pink. Just don't grab a lot of eyeshadow because if you've got a really tacky layer, it really grips onto the shadow. Just gonna intensify the center. I probably could have got the shape a little bit better. Okay, so that's what it's looking like. It's not bad considering it's actually very easy to blend compared to using airbrush or like using a sponge method. You know, you don't need those extra bits. Now I'm just gonna add the stars in. Then finish with top coat. Ta-da! That's what it looks like. What do you guys think? It actually looks really cute and it's pretty easy to do. Here's a mermaid shell tutorial. This tutorial is from Popcoat, a popular nail salon in Jakarta. So here's how to create the background. They're using a chrome powder to create these little chrome blobs for the background and layering that on. So using a few different types of powders and then paints it with matte top coat. And now they're using a thicker gel consistency to create the shell design. and it's gonna pop up and look 3D. Doesn't it look so pretty? For my base color, I'm gonna be using this sheer purple called Don't Be Jelly. Don't be jelly. Oh wow, it's very sheer. Yeah, I'll need like 5 coats of this. This is my 4th coat. It's so sheer. It only took me 6 layers to get this color. This is the color I wanted in 2 layers, but that's the difference between American or Western gel compared to Korean gel colors. They're just not as intense. Now I'm gonna paint on a non-wipe top coat. I'll flash cure that in place, then immediately rub on the pigment all over the nail. Give it a little dust. Then using a pointed brush, I'm going to paint on little circles using the non-wipe top coat, just random spots, and then I'll cure that in place. Now I'm going to use alcohol to wipe the surface of the nail, and you can kind of see here that the circles remain whilst the pigment on the other areas get rubbed off. I actually kind of have to rub really hard to get the pigment off, so it's not that easy. Now I'm going to repeat these steps using another pigment color and just overlap it, but this time I'm not going to rub it all over the nail because it's kind of hard to remove. I'll just do little circles. Okay, after 3 layers, this is what it looks like. How cool is it? It looks like the camera bokeh effect, if you guys know what I mean. Next, I'm gonna paint on a matte top coat and then work on creating the 3D shell lines. For this, I'm using a thicker gel and I'm just applying that with a long liner brush. I'm pretty much painting on a very thick line. Have most of the product at the start and then have it taper off at the end. And I'm going to flash cure as I go, just so it just locks in those lines. Okay, time for some decals to finish it off. Guys, I love this design. It's probably the prettiest shell nail that I've done. It's so pretty. I love the colors. It just gives a really cool effect once you overlap all those pigments and then do the 3D shell on top. Wow, this is like so cool. Their one wasn't as chunky, but I don't know, I just liked mine a little bit more 3D and poppy. I think it looks really cool. Ralph thinks it looks weird on my finger. What else? What else? I'm a mermaid. My nails are not supposed to be ordinary. It's so cool. I want this all over now. Next design uses solid gel. I've been seeing it everywhere and people have been doing all sorts of designs with it, but this is really interesting. So they're using solid gel to encapsulate like little leaves and flowers, I guess, and pop some gold foil in there. This person rolls it up and then creates a little cylinder and it gives you this resin effect. Like, I don't know, it looks really cool. It looks like resin jewelry. When I was in Korea, I went out and tried to find some solid gel and I found one from this brand. If I could read the logo, I would read it out to you. Oh, it's from Mostiv. Mostiv Color Gel Pro, but this, yeah, Malang Mood? I don't know, that's the gel. It's like so thick and just hard. I'm just gonna grab a chunk of that out. And then I have this little case of dried flowers. I'm gonna cut them up and add it to the solid gel. I'm gonna lay those flowers in the gel and then add some gold foil to it. Now I'm just gonna like mix it in so it kind of encapsulates all of that. I'm getting gloves. You guys see that? I crushed the flowers and it's just looking a little bit not as pretty. So I'm gonna try to add like seashells in it instead to see what it looks like. I won't be able to crush those, so hopefully it'll look better. Okay, I'm adding some broken shell bits and then some gold leaf. It's so hard to work with. I'm just gonna roll it out now. That looks a little bit prettier. I think it gives you an interesting look. Am I a big fan of it? I'm not sure. I feel like I need to jazz it up a little bit, you know? Okay, so now it's cured and I added a little bit of top coat to make it a little bit shiny, but I feel like the details are just so small and I don't think anyone's gonna like come up right to your nail and stare in it. So you don't really get to see all like the shell bits and the gold doesn't pop as much, or maybe I just didn't add enough. The next design is supposed to be an easy tutorial for Hello Kitty.
If you're a beginner nail artist, stop scrolling because I'm gonna teach you step by step how to paint Hello Kitty. First thing we're gonna do is draw a nice big oval in the upper third of the nail. Then add 2 small triangles to either side for Kitty's ears. But it's important to note there are no sharp edges in this character, so go ahead and round those out a bit. And since we're in the first weeks of spring, I decided to replace Kitty's bow with a flower. I painted 1 central circle with 5 surrounding it, and this makes it easy to form perfect petals by literally just connecting the dots. Moving on to the body, go ahead and add a large rectangle, but remember we have no sharp shape, so we're gonna flank that with 2 teardrops on either side. For the arms, the best way I can describe to paint it is like 2 little upside down snow cones. With the outline done, now we can get into color blocking. I'm using my favorite pigmented white gel polish to block out all of Kitty's fur, and then I'll use some various pinks to create her shirt. If you're feeling burnt out, you can definitely save time on this area by just doing a plain color crop top. Then add a dot of yellow gel for the flower and nose. Now for the eyes. These should be pretty wide set and positioned right where the arms meet the head. Let's go ahead and wrap up the outlining, and don't forget the whiskers. And oh my god, you just painted Hello Kitty. Let me know who I should teach next.
So I already have my gradient background. Let's tackle this thing. The end result looks really good, and if I had to just like recreate it by looking at the end, I'd feel overwhelmed, but I love how she breaks it down in the video, so let's just dive into it. I'm starting off by mapping out the general shape of Hello Kitty, just like what she did in the video. This can be a little bit messy. I'm not too worried because I'm just trying to get the general shape and I'm going to apply color on top. Next, I'm going to start filling in the shapes. This was a little bit harder, like the flower and then just going over everything. I felt like I was holding my breath for the whole time. You definitely need very steady hands and patience for this. A little tip from me, if you're going to try this out, don't drink coffee beforehand, especially if it gives you the shakes. Done with my Hello Kitty. It looks cute, but there are a lot of little things I can like pick about this. The proportions were throwing me off a little bit because she was working on a square shape nail. I could only find a coffin shaped nail for me, so everything kind of like got a little bit skewed, and then like her little flower was a bit low, but anyways, we got there. She looks like Hello Kitty. Does she look like the original? No, maybe like a copy China version that you see in the claw machines, you know, like the soft toy is still cute. It looks like Hello Kitty, but it doesn't look legit. Anyways, that is it to this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe if you guys are new here. Check out my other videos if you haven't already, and I shall speak to you guys next time. Bye!